Welcome into another edition of Bama Central 3 and Out with Mason Smith and Joey Blackwell. I'm Katie Wyndham. Alabama men's basketball is back in the United States after their international tour in Spain and France, where, of course, they went undefeated. Our intern Blake Byler wrote a really good story up on Bama Central about some of the main things we learned from our limited access to the games over there. But Mason and Joey, just what are some of the things that most impressed you about Alabama's undefeated trip in Europe, or maybe what are some of the things that y'all learned?
Yeah, Katie, I was really excited to learn about their capable passing, especially after J.D. Davidson and Jaden Shackelford have transitioned to the NBA. Knowing that along with Keon Ellis, they're going to have to revamp that backcourt, and they did exactly that with specifically Jaden Bradley and Mark Sears. I was really impressed with how they played. I think they executed the offense very well. I'm really looking forward to see what they bring this upcoming season.
Yeah, for me, a couple of things stick out. First and foremost, aside from, of course, the stopper in Brandon Miller, I think this entire offense has a lot more balance. Miller was obviously able to put up, continually impressive numbers, but he wasn't the only Alabama player showing out. Obviously, you also had Clowney and Burnett. They averaged double figures. Darius Miles and Mark Sears also had a great game. But then secondly, this defense looks like it also should be improved. Last season, Nate Oates always talks about, the importance of defense, but that was not Alabama's strong suit last year. It barely ranked in the top 100, in defensive analytics, according to KenPom. So they were able to, not only did they not turn the ball over as much as they did last year, but they also were able to improve in rebounding. They out-rebounded all three of their teams that they played by a significant margin, and also improved on the offensive end of the court with offensive rebounds. So overall, I think we're just seeing, kind of an uptick in skills on both ends of the court for this Alabama basketball team. And no doubt going 3-0, including a win over the number 29, world FIBA ranked China's national team, is definitely a good sign of growth for this program heading into this season.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's hard for us to know really how things went without seeing it. We're trying to base things off stats and box scores, and especially the first two games they were playing much lesser competition. But what they did with the win over China, I think, should be an encouraging sign for all Alabama basketball fans. And I think something for me that's super important and maybe underrated from this trip is just the team was able to build chemistry and bonds being on that trip together. And it's, Alabama, the official men's basketball social media account tweeted out a video on Tuesday just talking about the bonds they created. And chemistry and togetherness seemed to be something that was lacking a little bit on last year's team. And so I think the fact that a couple months before the season started, that they were able to not only go and play some games and get some cohesion and chemistry together on the court, but also off the court, and build relationships where they trust each other, will be really important for this team as they head into year 4 for Nate Oates. But that'll about do it for today's Bama Central 3 and Out. Thank you so much for watching.